G'day, g'day. It all comes down to this. Round two, back nine. Melbourne celebrates 2023 at Llewellyn Park in Wantirna South. The tournament's presented by Discraft, and I am presented by Kyle Herbertson. How are you?
I'm well, Ash. I'm very keen to see how these last nine holes shake out. We had some very interesting play in the front nine, and I hope it's going to continue as we move into hole
Hmm.
10. 72-meter par 3 through a triple Mando here in these trees. There is an OB path over to the left that you can find, either overturning or fading out too quickly. But essentially, so long as you end up near these guardian trees, you will have a very good look for the birdie.
Should have. I see Daz lining up. It's that buzz again, isn't it?
Absolutely. A fairly new Z-Buzz. Nicely rainbow dyed. As it just scuttles its way over the path there and OB.
Him. I'm not sure what this is, but he does throw it quite a lot.
This, I think, is his two geese Firebird.
That would make sense. It does have two geese on it.
Yeah, if it's not the Taipan, it's probably that Firebird, I'd say.
Perfect.
Oh, that is a couple of nasty kicks there for Rhino. Made the Mando, which is fortunate, but just left and left again.
And Ryan getting everything out of that Mando he can, taking it nice and high, crashing into those trees, and giving himself a birdie putt. Would you call it a putt?
I'd be heavily leaning towards tap in there. I think that's very nice and close there. As has come a little way back from where he crossed
Mm.
OP, so straight look at the basket.
And a putt getting smashed down a bit.
Tim
Tim
hasn't
puts in
heard
a
of
birdie.
anything. Yeah.
Oh, Rhino possibly a little distracted there by, I think, someone tapping out behind him on hole 12, just as he was in his putting stroke and perhaps didn't take the time. But, I mean, we saw it go in the chains, didn't we, Kyle?
Yeah, look, it's only so much you can do, possibly catching a bit of pole there, maybe an
Mm.
exposed portion, but yeah, have to take it as they come, I guess.
Speaking of taking it as it comes, hole 11. Nice straight shot, trees on the left, which are deadly. There is a tree on the right here with the branch sticking out there, which will play as a Mando, which players are going to have to stay left of. And you do have the bollards and path behind the basket here. It will play as OB. But a nice straight shot past that Mando onto the green for a putt is what players will be trying to do, in my interpretation.
Yeah, I think you're pretty spot on there. Looking to land it into that hill short of the basket and just kind of see where you end up, I guess.
Tim putting it into the grass there short again. I say short,
Still
still
inside
a
the
putt
circle.
there. Mm. Ryan hoping that holds its line. It doesn't by the looks of it.
Just a bit overturned there. Very hard line for the lefty to hit. You don't want to hang it
Mm.
out too far right and then not have it turn with the wind. but also you don't want to overturn it and have it cut roll either. It's quite a touchy shot as Daz also turns it over into those trees. Zone again for Rhino and just a little bit short, getting eaten by that long grass.
Ryan using all of his physio knowledge here to engage that core, stretch all the way out. It's just getting a little bit shorter than he would have liked, but he will have a putt there.
Brief bit of hang time there for Rhino's zone.
Looked like the wind tried to pick it up and put it in the basket, which is in stark contrast to what the wind's been doing for Ryan today, or Rhino today. Gaz just needing a bit of help from the tree to work himself up to a standing position there. Him drawing some metal, but not the sort of metal he would have liked. Ryan just glides that past. He'll be taking a bogey if he can put this in.
Nice confident stroke there. Possibly a bit high, but it's in, it's in. We'll be walking away, moving on to hole 12, hoping to get that one back. Tim nearly does a drive-by there and drops in his tap in. Hole 12 now, par 3, 103 metres, the longest hole of the course and probably the second hardest of the par 3s. There's some trouble left with this OB that snakes around following the path and plenty of trees on the right early. You can bomb something over those trees, short on the right, out into plenty of open space into this slight upslope where the basket is perched. Trees behind, really wherever you end up outside of that main gap is a putt and is a good result.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness, Tim.
The gathering of it, we love it. That's about as perfect as you can get off this tee, Kyle.
His 11-time T-Bird has found its way into the basket. That's incredible work there from Tim. He was close yesterday and just one better today as we take another look at that because that was
let's have another look. I'm still in a bit of shock.
Look, understandable.
And you can see the line he's trying to hit there, just around those trees and give it a bit of turn.
And just catches center left, straight in the bucket. What a shot from Tim. That's incredible.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a tough act to follow.
It is a very hard act to follow.
Daz is going to try and see what he can come up with.
Say that safely. Cool shot, idiot.
Daz called Tim's early that it was going in, and he's called his very early that it wasn't going in. So he's got those pro eyes, Daz. Wow.
Rhino throwing that same compass today, not quite getting the same push. Coming up a little bit short.
Yeah. Potentially looking for a bit of flip up, but didn't get it. As we see Tim hitting an ace, but still filming his mates in true Tim Bowen fashion.
Nice drive, Ryan.
Does Timmy want us to put him back in?
Beautiful shot up from Ryan there, getting into a good position for a putt. Daz giving it a run. Ryan for birdie.
That's a great birdie from Ryan. Unfortunately, not earning his way to the front of the box with that one, but look, pretty good birdie on this hole.
Absolutely. We don't have vision, unfortunately, of Tim running the ace in and picking up his disc because he refused to. So that was removed by a spectator for Tim and returned to him later. As we move to hole 13, par 3, 89 metres. We're heading straight down. We've got OB left along this white line here in the path, and it's not the basket you can see up there. We're going to head around to the right. Sharp turn now and onto this little, well, you'd call it a peninsula, wouldn't you, Kyle? There's a nice backhand line straight over the top if you're brave enough for the right-hander, but a lovely backhander for the lefties.
Him going for the forehand here. And absolutely parked as he rolls down to the basket.
Yeah, rolls down and leans up on the tyre there, so he won't have to putt again. You can see that little stick, that little pole sticking up there. The white pole is what they're aiming at. Essentially, Ryan does a fantastic job of it as well. He gets it. The players have. You can hear Daz calling that long, not quite knowing, because the players have absolutely no idea, as you can see, where it's landing. They've just got to really trust their touch and their disc off this tee, and are very thankful for the work of the spotters. You can see down there on the left giving them the thumbs up or the distance to the pin on the way down. So shout out to all those players that followed cards around and spotted and provided those vital services.
Oh. What a bid from Rhino. Completely blind from down the side there and nearly makes the star frame.
Yeah, it's a dry creek bed down there that drops off really quickly, so he had absolutely nothing to lose there and nothing to see. So Daz wastes no time.
Oh, I didn't even see. I can only see parts of the yellow band.
Some great dispersion from the rest of the card. Probably the closest grouping we've had the entire weekend between the three of them.
Yeah, certainly from what I've seen.
Very impressive. Hole 14 now. Another quite gettable par 3 sitting at 67 metres, dealing with that same interesting footing down to the right there in that blackberries and dry creek bed. But so long as you have something finishing to the left, you should have a look on this elevated basket. Just don't want to leave something out to the right and not come back. Tim punching that Firebird straight into those blackberries behind the basket.
Yeah, deep in those blackberries, and I can attest myself from jumping in there over the weekend that they are absolutely razor sharp.
Great touch, Ryan.
That's an incredible shot there from Ryan, throwing his Paddy Robinson's signature BT hard harp. That's a bit of a mouthful, but did the job here on this hole for him.
Is that a signature series stamp, or is that just one Paddy signed for him?
I'm not sure. I haven't had an up close and personal view of that harp, but Daz's concrete slab finds his way into circle 1.
Rhino a bit short there. Having no part in this elevated basket. Tim, look, we talked about acacia in an earlier round, but Tim just charged into this blackberry bush like a trooper. So good on you there, Tim.
Great birdie there from Daz. Making the correction from yesterday.
Brian getting it in there.
Yeah, that's it.
Nicely done also.
Funnily enough, the two lefties taking the birdie on this hole, leaving Rhino and Tim to take their pars.
Mm.
Quite an interesting one.
That bush looks so
Hmm.
innocent. It's not.
Yeah, no,
That's a really great point. It does shape. It's basically the shape, as I said in the previous round, of a right-hand backhand shot. Hole 15, par 3, 74 metres, throwing over the road and this massive boulder. Really no danger of OB. None of these roads or paths were playing as OB, but really trying to punch through these trees and this long grass, which will grab a disc as quickly as someone that's just got paid at a disc shop.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Started that little metaphor and didn't quite know how to finish it. And these guys finish this hole. with a
Ryan
birdie.
starting this on a very nice line. Just
Beautiful
pushing,
line.
just pushing past the basket there is not far off another ace for this round.
Say, Timmy's got an ace, and now everyone wants one. Daz has got that look in his eye too.
Too straight. Push through it. No, don't do that.
A little bit inside it.
Bad angle.
Scares a flock of galahs there too.
Comes Firebird just skipping up right to the bottom of the basket.
He's really just extracting strokes from this course at this point, isn't he?
Absolutely. Methodical is the word that
Yeah.
comes to mind. Ryan. Incredible piece of work there.
Right, hitting. Let's see that again because he's
Absolutely.
yeah, because he's hit the band, but it's one of those RPM newer RPM baskets from memory, which the band well it was it's not. It's one of those
think it's
older
hit-
baskets, but the band actually sticks up a little bit above the chain assembly at the top there, which has caught it and dropped it off. So the standard basket, it would have just ramped like a skateboard off the top, but great shot there, Rhino. As we see Ryan lining up for a birdie.
Oh, and Ryan also finding that top band and staying up on top there. Don't see that every day.
No. I see it a lot on Disc Golf Valley, but not a lot when I'm actually playing. I'm usually missing low. You guys can't quite believe what's happened there. To the
I hit
left.
the littlest thing.
Oh, he's hit something on the way, he's saying.
Yeah, kicked him straight left and well offline, which is a bit unfortunate. Ryan
Right
capitalising on the
after.
birdie.
Yeah, tickling the band, capitalises on the birdie.
Great bid, right? What do I do here?
Ryan wondering what the appropriate action is and rule of verticality, dunk it in, problem solved. Easy as you like. Hole 16 here, par 4, the first of the par 4s on this last 3-hole stretch, 138 metres. The trees here on the right are the main things to miss. Players are typically going out to the left with either a right-hand forehand or left-hand backhand and looking to land anywhere up here for a left-to-right shaping approach to this well-protected basket. Anywhere inside 5 meters, you'll likely have some sort of obstruction, but should have a couple of windows to work your way through. Him not biting off too much.
Yeah, just putting himself in position for that forehand approach again. I'm not happy with it out of the hand.
A bit low there. Still good forward advancement, and not like he's losing too much on the distance. It'll still likely be a fairly easy approach, but closer you are, the easier that eagle opportunity gets.
Ryan taking a nice wide line off the tee, getting up somewhere in the middle of the fairway there.
Has just been caught by the wind and pushed across there.
You see Ryan's forehand approach.
What is going on today?
I feel like that was nearly a carbon copy of yesterday.
Yeah, pretty much. I think a little bit closer to the basket. He's hit something on the way in there, but yeah, pretty much the exact same way he's played the hole. Minus, of course, the iconic silhouette of Father Chris Hart on the bag there. Shout out to Chris.
Oh, damn it.
It's taking it wide and ending up wide.
Yeah, I can only imagine hoping for a bit of a wind push there and not quite getting it. So close. Ryan's struggling to give it any pace through that tight little window there.
He takes the same route as yesterday to birdie.
Mr. Consistent. Just nothing super flashy, but just carving his way through this course and getting the job done.
Yeah, really taking more strokes than a brand new kitten on this back nine, Tim, from this course. Hole 17. It's straight up the guts here of this tree tunnel that we're looking at. You've got a fence on the right. Don't throw your disc over it because that's OB. But down here, you'll see the basket approaching 50-meter straight shot down the hill. It's all about touch here.
Yeah, the massive thing is height control here. Too low and you'll be cut rolling left or right. Too high and you'll be ending up left and right just a different way. So just a matter of piping it through this gap, making sure the height is good. Tim sneaks through a bit of that ceiling to give himself a long circle 2 look.
Ryan a bit wide and hitting those very unforgiving trees on the left. He has some sort of a look out of there.
Interesting little tree direct there, ending up in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, you got quite the kick there. So we see the gallery building behind Daz as we start to come into these last two holes. Second round. Daz
Firing it
plugging
at the
that
feet
gap
of Catch
beautifully.
Cam. Very well done there.
Ooh.
It looked to be a
Ryan
really
getting
nice line, just
unfriendly reaction off the tree, and then it looked like a fairly friendly reaction off the fence.
And that was meant to be a
Just
run. That was gross.
physics, isn't it?
always is.
Oh.
You'll be keen to get that one in and move on to 18.
Yeah.
That is for
Yeah.
sure. Daz going 2 for 2 on 17 across the 2 rounds. That's quite impressive.
Mm.
Not a difficult hole, but an impressive gap to putt twice.
Absolutely. And dropping in there.
As did Tim. And off we go to hole 18. Ash, do you want to give me the lowdown on hole 18? How was your approach to this?
So my approach was not the greatest, but all I was trying to do was put it up past this Mando, which you'll see on the right here, one of those trees. You've got to get around here to give yourself a nice setup into this gap. I did not do that. I went OB over the road both days, so don't do that. But players will be looking to put it into there and give himself a nice shot up to this green here, which is raised up on a slight mound as the players themselves a fist bump coming into the last hole.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's quite a good finishing hole, I think. Having players test out both sides, throwing a forehand hyzer and a backhand hyzer on the one hole, and really enforcing that through the shape of the fairway. So we'll really see a lot of different parts of everyone's game on this hole. Definitely favouring the lefty off the tee shot, that is for sure.
Yeah, certainly. You've got to have the distance and I guess the guts to really go long and challenge that Mando like Daz has here, flying right over Cam's head.
Finding the fairway.
Finding the fairway beautifully, making the Mando and giving himself a nice little pitch up for a birdie look. Ryan taking a similar line, a little bit lower, and sort of say boosting it into that gap there.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Couldn't be better. Or could be better.
Yeah, smack bang in the middle of the fairway, finding that drain there. We've already seen the righty forehand here, so Rhino's going to go the righty backhand with his Halo Destroyer. What a good move on that. Made the Mando and just cut rolled slightly into that long rough.
Yeah, it's sort of the best you can ask for from that righty backhand line.
How many Taipans can I get for that?
So great spot there as they make their way down that fairway, collecting fists along the way from the gallery as it assembles. Yeah, Tim with a lovely shot up there. Shot up? I think we call it an up shot, don't we?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not fussy, Ash. Rhino following pretty similarly, just a little bit wider. And Daz correcting from yesterday, opting for the forehand instead of the backhand for a bit more control and distance management. Oh, bit of a
Ryan catching those trees, I think.
yeah, possibly a bit of a late release there, but definitely got away with it through those trees.
Ryan from distance with OB behind the basket.
Probably fortunate to get not quite a scooping kick off the top of the basket there.
Make sure of it from that side.
Yeah, a bit longer than the camera would suggest. A very solid putt there from Ryan.
Definitely.
Him to take out a very dominant tournament, and he'll just have to wait one more stroke.
Yeah, just pushing that one slightly left to give himself the tap-in wave for the championship there, I think. Strategic move from Tim. As your Melbourne Celebrates 2023 presented by Discraft champion Tim Bowen taps in.
Incredible work across these 2 rounds. I have to say his training at Barwon Valley and Inverleigh has prepared him well to play in these blustery conditions that saw quite an interesting tournament.
Yeah.
Bang.
As he gives us the wipe and fist bumps our cameraman. Thank you. So Tim finishing 13 down in some pretty trying conditions. Incredible back nine there from Tim. There's not much more we can say about it. It was just dominant, including that ace. Ryan Michelle with a strong second round, giving himself a score of 8 down and finishing second. And Daz bringing it in for fourth, for third with 5 down. Kyle.
Absolutely. Big shout out to Ryan Michelle playing one of his first MPO tournaments this year, only made the step up. So a second place finish there is huge. And Tim, what a great tournament all round.
Yeah, just really solid play all weekend from Tim. I feel like I had the best seat in the house for a lot of it, watching those shots come in and seeing a very experienced campaigner, highest rated MPO player in the field. We know that doesn't always mean everything, but he certainly showed his stripes this weekend with the experience coming through on the day or both days.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining us. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts. We've got plenty more tournaments coming up to close out the year. So looking to take on any of your feedback and make sure that we're delivering the best coverage we can. So get out there and
Park it.